Did anyone ask for this video? No, but you so clicked on it, didn't you? I'm gonna share with you my entire vintage/thrifted beautiful sweater collection today. Because over this winter, I've been trying to wear as many as I can so that they can get the use that they deserve. And I think they deserve a little time in the spotlight for all of you as well. Am I also hoping to use this as an opportunity to declutter ones that I'm not so in love with anymore? Maybe. Am I hoping to get some of these sweaters into your stinky little paws by the end of this video? Maybe you should stick around and find out. So without further ado, let me show you my shame. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see this. This entire area on the back of my closet, there are some floating shelves, and they are so precariously stuffed full of beautiful sweaters. It's not fair. I'm not treating them well right now. How many do I have? I'm gonna guess 26? Alright, should I include sweater vests? I don't think you're gonna believe this. 27, give or take. And that's not even the sweater vests. Do you think I need 27 sweaters? I don't think I need 27 sweaters, but they're all so beautiful, so let me tell you about them. Let's start with one of my favorites, my Elmo pelt. I thrifted this beautiful, fuzzy, some sort of mohair blend, bright carnation cardigan, I think for my birthday 2 years ago. It's got this almost bomber silhouette with these really cute rhinestone buttons. I love this as a surprising outerwear piece for a more formal outfit. It's definitely a statement. It's so warm too. This is basically a winter coat. As far as decluttering goes, I want to keep this one forever, so this is going in the obsessed pile, and we will not be getting rid of her. On the other side of the coin, this extremely wild striped cardigan I thrifted at a thrift store that I think was just called Thrift Store near Howard, Ohio. And I just love how there's so much going on. I love a black and white stripe. We'll see a black and white motif going on later in the video. And I also love the felt applique. I really got this more as a technique example so that I could study how these felted flowers were actually made. For me personally, I'm not really much of a tropical flower kind of gal. So this feels not quite aligned with my vibe. I do like to have these techniques on hand to look at. This is going in the let's revisit this pile. Oh, and the brand is Michael Simon, in case you want to scour eBay for some more awesome felt applique sweaters. Maybe I should do that. No, the whole point of this is to downsize. Okay, outside of the black and white motif I have going on, I definitely have a creamy cardigan motif, but they're all different and special in their own special way. This is this beautiful vintage kind of summer weight cardigan that has this beautiful open weave texture. I don't know if this is like filet crochet, but it has this beautiful organza-y insert on the inside, maybe to cut the wind a little bit, maybe to give it a little structure, and maybe also to give something for your sweat to absorb into instead of the beautiful fibers. I got this at one of the American Cancer Society thrift stores, and I just think this texture is so pretty, but I haven't really worn it since I got it. So I think this needs to go into the revisit pile for when I try them on, and we'll see how we feel, because I also have another very similar one. This is more of your classic cable knit cardigan, but it is so thin and it's really kind of silky and slinky on the body, really for wearing more as like a shirt, which I like. Feels very K-drama main character. The brand is Field Manor, also thrifted. I got this at just a straight up thrift store. I think it was Volunteers of America. But I just love how slightly sheeny the yarn is. This looks expensive, but it's very similar to the other one in size, in cut, in kind of fancy factor. So I don't know if I need both. You two are rivals. You must compete for my love. Would you believe that I'm listening to a podcast about sociopathy? You never know. You just never know what's going on these AirPods. Next we have a fan favorite. The Acorn Ram sweater. Yep. When I posted this in one of my YouTube videos, so many of y'all were like, I just went to eBay to try and find this because I need an exact same one. Apparently they go for kind of a lot on eBay, like at least 60 bucks. The brand is Acorn, and they have a lot of really cute graphics on really chunky wool sweaters. I love how big this is. I love the little rolly collar. Does it itch the bottom of my chin when I wear it? Yes. And it's worth it. Also, you could just like wear a scarf or a turtleneck and it's fine. There are a couple little holes in here, like right here, that I do need to fix. But as we learned in recent videos, that is not that hard to do. If you want to feel like Billy Crystal, get yourself an Acorn sweater off of eBay, okay? Unfortunately, I will be keeping this. Sorry, everyone. Going in the obsessed pile. I got this little vintage grandpa-y cardigan in one of my very first Thrift With Me's like 3 or 4 years ago. Brand is Van. It's nice and comfortable whatever you do and wherever you go. And I just could not resist the orange and marigold on this cream. It's the 70s in a sweater. The thing is, I don't really drift towards this kind of grandpa cut cardigan, the one that has the super deep V and a couple buttons at the bottom. I think it's because I really burnt myself out on this cut of cardigan or like oversized cardigans in like middle school and high school, and I just can't get past it. So this is beautiful, but it's going in the maybe pile because I haven't worn it in like over a year. Well, I done did it again, people. It's 2 p.m. I've been playing dress up with sweaters all day, and I've been wondering why I'm feeling so loco. I haven't eaten lunch. Isn't that just the way? So thank goodness for the sponsor of today's video, Factor, for giving me a quick, fresh, dietitian approved meal that tastes good. Every week you can choose from a menu of 35 options, including protein plus, vegan and veggie, which is what I get. Also, Factor has great snacks and beverages. Behold, my beautiful juices. Apple beet ginger. That sounds good. Should we try it? Don't get it on the sweater. This is how we drink juices when we're wearing one of our favorite sweaters. Wow. So will I ever stop getting distracted and eating lunch at heinous hours? I don't know, but Factor is like a steadfast mama bird here to provide me fire roasted tomato braised tofu in just 2 minutes. So if you want to try Factor yourself, go to factor75.com or click the link below and use code 50illustrated to get 50% off and free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50illustrated at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. Thank you for supporting the channel this year, Factor. You are chef's kiss. And let's get back to the sweaters. We know this guy. This wool blend blue and green and cream sweater with a tassel hood that I recently blocked out and stretched in a video. I've worn it a couple times since then. This color palette, it's crazy. Another favorite, just a perfectly fuzzy raspberry sorbet color palette hand knit cardigan from Talbot's, question mark? I thrifted it. Didn't know Talbot's went this hard. This is so dang cute, so dang warm. Love how it fits. We're keeping her. All right, let's talk about a contentious one. Around Halloween, I thrifted this button-up sweatery cardigan guy so that I could needle felt a phrase onto it, some sort of spooky Halloween-centric phrase. And I love the details of this sweater. Little scalloped hem on the collar. The fact that it has a collar at all. The knit itself is so nice. And I love how the sweater turned out. We chose the phrase, he's white behind me, isn't he? But it was a little contentious in the comments. Some people were like, what does that mean? This is stupid. Which, fair. So that kind of planted a little worm in my head, like, is this stupid? Sometimes I have that thing where I can't tell if something is ugly or if it's cool. I think this really walks the line. Here's my thought. I kind of want to add even more words, kind of cover it in phrases, let it be more of like a, what does that say kind of thing. But I love wearing this as a little graphic statement piece. And ooh, the silhouette is one of my favorites. So we're keeping her, but we might upgrade her soon. Speaking of something very similar, we have my spiderweb sweater, complete with spider on the shoulder. One of my very first needle felting projects. I think this is from 2 Halloweens ago. It was a thrift flip, and here's the thing. I keep forgetting that there's a mic here. That's probably not good to be covering it with a sweater. Anyways, this rainbow cobweb feels a little cutesy to me now. It feels a little bit one note, like this is your cobweb sweater. Whereas like, what if the cobweb was just part of a melange of other graphics on here? Do you sense the theme of me just wanting to add more graphics to things that I've already added some graphics to? What if I just made this kind of like a badass tattoo inspired sweater with like barbed wire, some chains. Ooh, this is one of my favorite go-to. I don't really feel like putting together a real outfit, so I know I'll look cute if I wear this. This little knit button-up number. Do you see how wide this is? It has such a cute boxy but cropped fit. It's nice and stretched out. I love throwing this over like a little tank top. I feel very cutie pie when I wear this, and I like the color palette. It feels a bit anachronistic, like it could be from the 80s or 90s or 2000s, or I could just exist in the woods as a little fairy creature. Who knows? We're keeping her. This is why we do this video, so that I can uncover hidden gems that have been stuck in the bottom of my sweater pile that I haven't even gotten a chance to wear this winter that I love. Enter the Chihiro sweater. One of the very first thrift flips we did on the channel when I DIY'd the Loewe X Spirited Away collection. And I basically made like a 1-for-1 recreation of this Chihiro sweater. I love this thing. It feels really classic. It stands on its own. I'm really proud of how my Chihiro drawing came out and embroidery. The thing I wish is that it was a little bit thicker, but I love it. We're keeping her. All right, we just did a white turtleneck, so let's do a black turtleneck. I haven't worn this in so long. You're not gonna be able to see it very well. It's just a classic black thin turtleneck, but it has this beautiful dragon beading on the neckline. Do you see that? It's from Ralph Lauren, and I should wear this more often. Like when I just need a little sleek turtleneck moment, this is perfect. And it has a dragon on it. Seems like a no-brainer to me. All right, we have two very similar sweaters, and I think I only need one. First up, we have handmade. Like I know all knit is handmade, or most knit, but this is like someone's grandma made it handmade sweater with these big poofy sleeves that I thrifted in Denver. And I remember it being pretty cheap. You can go back and watch the video and let me know if I'm wrong about that, but I love this thing. I love the little matte buttons. I love the mix of textures, whether it's cabling or little bubbles. So I'm definitely going to keep this. And then I think I'm going to get rid of this one since they are very similar. This is this dark emerald green, 100% wool Palace sweater. It just has a similar kind of structure to it, but I haven't really worn this since I got it. I think that was 2 summers ago at a garage sale. I think this was like $10 at the garage sale. I could be wrong though. Yeah, there's something about the green, like deep green, that I'm just like not a fan of on myself. But now I don't know because it's so beautiful. Look at that sleeve. Look at that sleeve. We'll make our decisions at the end of the video. I don't know, man. This sweater's pretty good. It's got a great shape. It does also smell like maple syrup. I don't know. Another little DIY number. We have our baby blue stinky sweater. It has pasta sauce all over it. Can you just imagine me wearing this and with pasta sauce all over my face? That's pretty much how this happened. So I do need to spot treat that, but I love this color combo. I loved learning the duplicate stitch for this project. This little sweater is originally from Abercrombie, but you know I thrifted it, and it's super cute. I haven't been wearing it because it has been stained and I have not taken the time to fix that. So I should give this another chance before even thinking of passing it on. All right, let's speed round all of my black and white checkered sweaters. Here's the OG. I thrifted this Christine Foley checkered quilt cardigan when I lived in San Francisco. And here's the thing, it used to be so much bigger and so much boxier, but this was before I knew much about how to wash delicate garments. I did wash it and I didn't block it after I washed it, so it shrunk down kind of weird, and it's just much smaller than it used to be, which is a bummer. So this is a good reminder to me that I need to reblock this back to its former glory, because look at this color palette, these little quilt squares mixed with the black and white. Another thing I don't like, the buttons remind me of little bugs, and I don't like it every time I see it. But besides that, it's the perfect cardigan. So we will be keeping and reblocking this. I also received this smaller, more cutesy quilt cardigan from a viewer. Thank you so much. And it has these stars on the sleeves and like the smaller checkerboard going around the hem. I love this. I will be keeping it forever. Yes, I am keeping 2 quilt black and white square cardigans. And then another lovely viewer sent me this checkered floral black and white cardigan. What is up with black and white checkers and me and being in love? Look at this. This is from Talbot's too. Yes, another Talbot's hand knit banger. So cute. Keeping all 3 of my black and white checkerboard sweaters, and you can't stop me. Want to see one that I'm not keeping? I just decided this right here and right now. Oh, but am I? Maybe I shouldn't make such sweeping statements. This is handmade in Ecuador. This super cute kind of seaside motif with the sun, with the lighthouse, with the boat. The brand is, I'm probably not going to pronounce this right, so I apologize. Quichua Village. I love this tag. How beautiful are those ladies? I just am not much of a nautical fan. When I got this, my idea was to build off of these graphics. I would just add a bunch of other graphics, and I still think that would be a fun idea, like do a bunch of duplicate stitching. Okay, maybe a future video. That sounds pretty fun. I'm keeping it. I'm going back on my word. Okay, let's talk about one of the most beautiful sweaters that I have in my collection. This little contrast stitch, contrast turtleneck, fluttery sleeved moment. I feel like a certified cool guy when I wear this. The brand is, I can't read that, I think it says Angel, designed by Sabri Ozel, produced in Italy, 50% merino and poly split. I love this beautiful baby. What I don't love is that the sleeves are just like a little bit short, and they're all flared out, so the fact that they're short and flared feels a little silly to me. So now that I know how to block and stretch sweaters, maybe I'll give it a go with this, although it is a polyester blend, so let's see how that goes. But the orange and the black, come on, come on. Halloween energy out the wazoo. Speaking of Halloween energy, let's rapid fire all of my orange sweaters. This is one of my favorite recent thrifts. This pure pumpkin, 100% wool cardigan from The Gap. It's just so cute and perfect. One thing I do want to do, I'd love to swap out all these buttons, maybe make my own buttons. tones. Wouldn't that be special? But I love this color. It's bright, it's vibrant, it's fun. I don't really love when orange shifts towards like earthy, terracotta. I mean, I like it, but I'd rather it be more baby foody, if you know what I mean. This is about as terracotta-y as I want to get. This is my today full set of sleeves, my sweater shrug that I got at 2nd Street in Japan. Oh, the floppy goodness. You know what? I think we should just wear this for the rest of the video. Yeah. And last little Halloween moment, I recently showed this in a video. This vintage sweater t-shirt with this checkerboard. It's giving Harley Quinn, rockabilly, or 1950s energy. The brand is Logan Knitting Mill. There's the tag for ya. And like I mentioned in that video, it's just a little tight, like right here. So another contender for a little block and stretch. But these colors, oh wow. Speaking of color, you know it, you love it. It's my Thneed. Also got this little Fendi wool layering turtleneck from 2nd Street in Japan. I've mostly been wearing this like under t-shirts for a more casual but warm vibe. And it's cool, good layering piece. We're almost there. Oh, I forgot another orange one. Another favorite, also thrifted at the Salvation Army in Tokyo. Double-breasted knit cardigan with shoulder pads. Brand is Estate de Resa. The tag's in Japanese, so I don't think it's actually Italian, but I love her. Keeping her. I really like this sweater. I do. But for some reason, it feels a little too, I don't know, serious for me, or like stiff. I'll make my decision at the end of the video, but for some reason, whenever I see this, I'm like, yeah, that's cute, but I'd rather wear a different sweater, you know? But it's so special. I love the flowers. Are they irises, maybe? Or lilies. The brand is Chessie Lewis, made in England. It's got these really pretty coiled rope gold buttons. The fact that this sweater is so beautiful, yet I don't feel, for lack of a better word, turned on when I see it, maybe shows that it's just not for me. Here's a sweater that I am very excited by. Evan Piccone cardigan. I feel like a little borrower when I wear this, with the little contrast stitch and the tabs that have the buttonholes. This is such a weird color combo. It's kind of mushroom and rich burgundy. Haven't really seen a cardigan like this, and I love it. I feel very cool when I wear it. Just recently thrifted this farmer's market Icelandic sweater. Oh my gosh, is this thing not warm? Is it not fuzzy? And when I first talked about this, a viewer commented that they knew the designer for this company, which is so cool. What a small world. Love that. And someone also said in the comments that the sweater matched Kashi, which if you don't have a sweater that matches your dog, what are you doing? Respectfully. Keeping it. Another piece of lore from the channel. Big throwback. Now I think this was the first needle felting project I ever did. My Lucky Stars sweater. Wow, this is so cute, and honestly still hits. Still get compliments every time I wear this. We've got dice, we've got a lucky horseshoe, we've got a shamrock, we've got stars aplenty. Could I clean up some of these shapes due to the fact that it was in fact my very first needle felting project? Yeah, and maybe I should, and maybe I will. Talked about this Kina and Tam cardigan that they sent me as part of a sponsorship. I love how thick it is. I love the graphic floral motif that still feel very cool, I think because it's like black and white. Kind of my go-to when I'm traveling and packing only a carry-on. I'll like use this as the cardigan for the trip. It just kind of goes with everything. And then, very similarly, if you watched last week's video, we've got this little vintage cashmere creamy number that I was never wearing because I have the Kina and Tam flower one. So I decided, hey, why not put some patches on it? Soft pretzel, Mount Fuji, and for everyone wondering about last week's video, yes, Gus loved the pants. And he's also been getting compliments everywhere he goes. In classic Kathleen fashion, I want to add even more patches to this. More is more. Oh, so soft. This is one of the sweaters that I get the most excited to wear whenever I see it on my shelf. I'm like, ooh, that one. I got this at an out of the closet in San Francisco. It's from Cezanne. It's really fuzzy and has almost like a preppy vibe with the half button up front. It feels very après-ski. And I don't really usually get worried about getting stains on things because I'm like, I'll just spot treat it, or it's not a big deal. This, if I were to stain it, feels high stakes to me. I might shed a tear. So we are very careful when we wear the Cezanne half button up, okay? And finally, one of the heaviest rotation worn items this winter. This vintage Archie Brown and Son 100% Scottish Shetland wool cardigan in just the most delicious cobalty blue. Wow. If you watched a few videos ago, you saw that I fixed some moth holes with some needle felting. So cute. And a lot of you had great ideas about how to turn these into shapes, or maybe add some soot sprites from Studio Ghibli, because these kind of look like the little candies that they hold. This is itchy, but in a way that I can tolerate because I love it so much. I just love how over the top and informative this label is. Wait, are these the same brand? Oh, Interesting, because this says Hamilton, Bermuda on it, and this says Trimmingham's Bermuda on it. What's Bermuda got to do with anything? Wow, mysteries abound. So it turns out in Bermuda, like this place, especially back in the day, there were a lot of little shops that were fancy and sold beautiful sweaters. So now I know that my vintage patchwork sweater that says Trimmingham's Bermuda was from here. Crazy. All right, do you want to know what sweaters I'm getting rid of and that you have the opportunity to have yourself if you so choose? Okay, first things first, spiderweb sweater. Here are the deets. It's a size small, originally from Topshop. It is acrylic and polyester, and you would have to hand wash or spot treat this probably if you want to take care of the needle felting. Next, I am in fact passing on this Michael Simon felt applique sweater. It's a size medium, 100% cotton, shoulder pads. And third, the Chessie Lewis made in England flower sweater. This is 95% wool, 5% acrylic, size medium. Boo. I'm also gonna get rid of this one. It's very vintage. She's old. I believe it's a wool blend, and it fits probably like a medium. You saw the clip. It's really cool. So if you're interested in receiving any of these sweaters, I'm going to be giving them away down in the comments. All you have to do is comment which one you'd like, subscribe if you don't mind, and that's it. In 1 week, I'm going to be picking winners, and how I'm going to do that is I'm going to reply to the comment. So keep an eye on your notifications. It's the little bell at the top of your YouTube browser or in your app, and I'll ask you to email me, and then we can get the shipping figured out from there. Open worldwide. I'll cover the shipping. Now here's the kicker. If you don't respond to me within a week, I'm going to pass it on to someone else. So keep an eagle eye on those comments, okay? Thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. I know, like I said, this was not a requested video, but it's a video I've wanted to make, and let me know if you'd like to see something similar for other types of clothing, specifically sweater vests, perhaps, because those were going to be included in this video, but it was just going to be too long. If you like this video and you like thrifty or DIY, illustrated, cozy videos, then feel free to subscribe. If you haven't yet, I'd really appreciate it, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, because it lets YouTube know that this is a thumbs up worthy corner of the internet. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. I think I'm gonna actually take a break next week, so I'll see you in 2 weeks. You can come hang out on Instagram if you want to keep up. Until then, at Kathleen Illustrated, and I love you, even though you're very stinky. Hope you're taking care out there and taking care of those around you as well. Okay, bye!